Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nisse and today we're gonna make kind of a double episode because today I'm gonna build a house, and on the one side there's going to be the Tasmanian Devil that we're gonna make a home for today, and then we're gonna have some other Australian animals on the other side of the house who I chose to add in a later episode because I don't feel like you guys want these extremely long episodes, so I split them up. Of course you can see them at once if you want to. I hope the next one will go up either the same day as this one or the day after, depending on how fast I am with editing this. And to be honest, I got a new Pokemon game today, so I did plan on filming both episodes today and editing one, and now I've been playing for roughly 12 hours on my Nintendo instead. Yeah, that's what happens when you get a new game. I'm pretty sure some of you will understand, and I'm pretty sure some of you won't. But yeah, but it's all, I kind of feel like it's okay. It is a rule for me. I'm only going to make YouTube content if I feel like it's fun, and if I tell myself that I have to make a certain amount of episode, or I'm going to deliver this day or something like that, then I'm just gonna be stressed about it, and it's just not worth it. So instead, I know this week you got a lot of episodes, but it's also because there was a lot of mods I wanted to look at, and the mod videos are extremely much easier and faster to make, especially because there's no research in it and there's no planning in it. I just go on Nexus, find something I like and download it, and then sit for roughly 5 to 30 minutes and just talk to you guys, and really don't edit it that much. But yeah, this build took me, not the build itself, but this entire recording of the video took 4 hours roughly. Of course that would with filming cinematic and waiting for the Tasmanian Devils to get kids and that kind of stuff. That's also take a lot of time actually. But besides that, it also takes a lot to edit. Yeah, sorry, that was such a long intro for today. But as I said, we're building this house today. And then on this side I'm building now, we're going to place the Tasmanian Devils. And if you want to know how the Tasmanian Devil actually relate to our crown princess and her beautiful children, then you can go and see my video on the Tasmanian Devil mod where I review it. It's linked below, and of course I also linked the mod itself, so you can go get it if you just want to get it. It is yet another mod made by LeafProductions, and as you know, he is a wonderful modder. I'm pretty sure both me and my 4 subscribers, thank you so much, I love you, agree that he is just really thankful that he's doing all the stuff he's doing, both with his mods but also with his YouTube channel. It helped me so much, especially when I was new and didn't really know what or how I could build in Planet Zoo, and I got so much more game time and enjoyment out of the game now when I know what I can build. And I still use his videos because sometimes I just get stuck. I don't know what to do, and then I see either his or the Lady Designer or Rudy Ren Camel or some of the other YouTubers do stuff, and I just get really inspired. Right now, if you have seen all my mod videos this week, you know I'm really into Australian animals this week. And it is because of first Leaf and then the Lady Designer went in and made Australian zoos. I chose not to make an Australian zoo, but just made this Australian area because I know I don't have the attention span to a dedicated Australian zoo. It is my plan at one point that we're going to make yet another future life project in Australia, but I want more animals there first. I don't think I got all of the Australian mods this week. I'm pretty sure there's some more in there that just aren't updated at this point, or just some animals I don't know anything about. I did honestly just Google Australian animals, and then anything that come up I copied and searched on Nexus for. So we got a lot of wallabies, numbered. Yeah, sorry, I just can't remember all of them. It's up there. The video is up this Monday through Friday, so when this video go up Saturday, they should all be there. I can link my entire mod animals video list down below so you can go see it. And if you're not tired of listening to me yet, then when this video is done, then the link will also be up here, so you can just click. I think it placed on one of my cats. So please go and click my cat when that sounded wrong. Anyway, Tasmanian Devil. I won't describe them too much since you can see them here on the mod, and the mod actually shows really well how the Tasmanian Devil actually look. But they have this dark brown to black fur, and then they have this white kind of stripy. It's not a stripe, it's more like a V, because it goes down on the middle of the chest, but across the chest, and then they have this white stripe on the butt. Then they have fairly red ears, not on the ears, but inside the ears. When I started seeing this mod, I thought it looked wrong, so I actually checked, and they do actually have this really red color compared to many animals. Either have these light beige or pale pink color, but these are more vibrant than the color, so it actually kind of looked like someone took a bite out of it. And to be honest, they are not very beautiful creatures. I do like them. An animal can be really ugly in my mind and still be amazing, and this is one of the animals proving that. As we actually heard about before with platypus, the Tasmanian Devil also overeat when they have the opportunity to do it, and then they store fat in their tails. So when they reach the time where there's just not that much food going around, then they can burn out that fat inside of the tail instead of taking fat from places that needs fat. I know it sounds weird that we actually need fat, but if we have no fat on our body, then we have nothing protecting our brain or our heart and many other organs. Even though the legs of the Tasmanian Devil looks kind of short and maybe a bit clumsy, they actually are really good tree climbers, where they use the help for their forelegs, which are actually a tiny bit longer than the hind legs, which help them grabbing branches when they climb. I will say though, this game doesn't know that they can climb. I don't know if it's Leaf that missed that, or maybe it's something with the rig he put it on. Most of the animation the mods can do comes from the rigs they place them on. So therefore, if you use a rig that can climb, then your animal can climb. I'm guessing these might be based on the fennec fox, and the fox can climb, so therefore this mod can climb. That can be a reason, but in real world they do, so it's just so you know. At this point I started to add a pool, but then remembered I can't place it too close to the gate, so there was really just one other possible place to place it, and that was over here. I do build it down in concrete. The Tasmanian Devil actually do swim both to get somewhere, but also just to enjoy it. And honestly, I had no idea of this before I had it in my test zoo and then noticed they started to swim around. Then I of course did my research later on here, and it seems like they actually do swim around and enjoy it. So of course they need the little swimming pool here. For some weird reason, when I was done with this, the Tasmanian Devils actually couldn't reach the water, which would be okay if it was only for swimming, but it's also their only water supplies for drinking water here. So it was a big issue. So I actually went back in later on and edited it again. So you will see a cut here in a minute or two, so you actually can see me complete the build. Of course, we also needed a few vents down here, one in the bottom to cleanse the water and one in the top to secure that water wouldn't overflow. It is believed that the Tasmanian Devil originally also lived all over the mainland of Australia, but ever since the dingo have been introduced to the Australian nature, the Tasmanian Devil had to take a back seat and are now only found on Tasmania. They are actually really low maintenance when it comes to their house, if we can call it that. They can create dents in hollow logs, or they can find a hollow place under a rock or in a cave. They have even been known to inhabit wombats' burrows. The Tasmanian Devil is nocturnal, meaning they sleep through the day and are awake at night. And they can actually travel up to 16 kilometers, that would be just over 9 miles. They can eat small fruit and what they find in the forest, but they are also predators. They will eat small birds, snakes, fish, and insects. They normally live alone, but if they find a carcass of something big, they can actually share it together if it's attract several Tasmanian devils. That would normally bring some fighting with it, because even though they live alone, they do still like to keep their position as the top dog. Even though their habitat is limited to a small room, it was kind of important to bring in some dimension. So I do place some randomly placed rock with some moss just to add the color. And then I went in with the bushes, and I also wanted a tree. But here I didn't really know which height the roof was going to be, so I chose to place the roof first. If you don't have this roof, then it's because you don't have the Outback DLC. It is from the DLC and not a mod, so you have to put out some money if you want to have it. There's a lot of good stuff in the Australian DLC. It's really not the worst DLC they put out. So here I can find a palm tree that can actually fit in here. Then I chose to do the rest of the habitat before I actually went up and finished the roof. I wanted another tree in here, but it was more important that I still got the light. As you saw, I only made room for 2 windows, so it will be kind of hard to get some sunlight down here, so we're gonna enjoy what we can get. The Tasmanian Devils only mate once a year, and this is the interesting part, and I checked this website multiple times. The one I use, it is linked below if you want to see it. But I also cross-checked with other websites. She gave birth to 20 rice gran size babies. What is, of course sounds crazy, but because they are marsupial, then their children are born incomplete, and she will carry them around in her little pouch like a koala or a kangaroo. And then she will just go around with them down there, where her 4 tits also are, so they are placed right next to the food, but since there are only 4 tits, you don't need to be a good mathematician to know that doesn't add up. And the Tasmanian Devil is just one of the many animals that use the technique. If I just get enough children, then some of them must survive. So some of them won't even survive it long enough to see the world outside the pouch. But that's just the way life is for these creatures. And the more I think about it and learn about it, I kind of feel like it belongs in Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. I am aware that these big skylight windows doesn't fit the design of this building, but it was just so important to just get some kind of real light or organic light, or what's it called? Sunlight into this habitat. It's not that important in the other habitats because they will be able to go outside, but since I added it in one end of the building, it seems that it couldn't make anything worse than adding it in the other end as well. If you think this blue color is weird, then I probably would have agreed with you 15 minutes before I actually started this build. But the thing is, I knew what I wanted of this habitat. I knew what I wanted to have in both this habitat and the other habitat in the building. I knew the shape of the building. I knew exactly what I wanted. I just had no idea about the design of it. And again, Australian themed things. I think I once saw Siri on a children's channel when I was a child from Australia, but that's all. I had no idea what Australian is, and to be honest, just by looking at the Australian themed things from the Outback pack in this game, they honestly don't help you at all to kind of find the design. They do have a lot of useful things in there, but designs wise, I just couldn't find the inspiration from anywhere. So I went to Google, and here I want to put up a few pictures of what I found. And it's not the same house. It is 2 different houses as far as I could see. But I just saw the blue color there, and looking at it now in my build, it looks weird. But looking at it on the pictures, it looks amazing actually. And furthermore, I actually, when I finished this build, I really liked the blue color. But it's kind of one of these things where you just have to trust the process. And while I place these many planks of wood, I kept telling myself, it's okay, you can change it if you need to. They are flexi-colored. I think they're flexi-colored. Yeah, they're flexi-colored. So I could just change the color if it was that, because this didn't seem right before I actually was done, and I actually really liked it now. And I actually really proud of this build, not because it's a technical build or a build that took a lot of time, but just because it's something I never done before. And I just found a picture and I just went off from there, and I'm real proud of myself for just doing something I normally wouldn't do, and especially because it worked. The Tasmanian Devil was actually hunted in the 1800s, not for the fur or for the meat or anything like that, but simply because farmers thought that they were taking their livestock. Again, it's at the size of a big cat or a small dog. It's not gonna take your cow or your pig or anything like that. They could of course take a chicken maybe, but otherwise it would just clean up your farm actually, because still today you will sometimes get dead animals at a farm. It's natural, they become sick, maybe some of them fight for no reason at all, and one of them doesn't survive, maybe some accidents happens. It does happen on a lot of farms, and when this happens, then in Denmark you actually need to call a specific firm that are licensed to remove these dead carcasses. But in Tasmania, these Tasmanian devils will eat it, and they don't care if it's half rotten or if it's the liver or the bone or what part of the animal it is. They will just clean up your farm for all of the already dead animals. And actually it's smart, because if they got sick of it, they would have been dying out a long time ago, so their stomach can clearly handle it. So it is kind of smart. Why take a living creature and kill when you could actually just take something that's already there? It doesn't sound delicious, but it is the smarter choice. Luckily, the hunters didn't get all of the Tasmanian devils, and they didn't suffer the same fate as the beautiful Tasmanian tiger. And nowadays they are thankfully protected, but their survival is still threatened by something far worse. Devil facial tumor disease is a really awful disease discovered in the mid-1990s, and it is a kind of course, tumor that they can attract during fighting or mating with other Tasmanian devils. After the Tasmanian devil have contracted this awful disease, it can die of starvation after 6 months after they first starting showing symptoms. 10,000 of Tasmanian devils have died of this disease, which is the main reason they are endangered. And as that wasn't bad enough, there are of course also as many smaller animals that live where humans are. A lot of them also get hit by vehicles that can either injure them or just kill them. We all seen cats and rabbits and deers hit by trucks all over the world, and the Tasmanian devil is just another animal that suffers for the human's choice to drive. And of course, since a lot of people like living on Tasmania and people reproduce, so we sadly also take a lot of the habitat from the Tasmanian devil. Again, it is endangered at this point, and the disease we can't really help. We can't try, even if we could get a vaccination for them, we couldn't actually catch every single Tasmanian devil and vaccinate them. And we can't just hunt them and hunt the sick ones if they're not showing symptoms yet, and we can't just catch them and remove these tumors as we would do on ourselves. So sadly, this Tasmanian devil may be one of the animals you should make sure to see before they are gone. My main source for information today is Bush Heritage Australia, and it's actually a really good article. It's pretty short, but it's straight to the point, which I really like. And of course the article will be linked below along with all of my other links. If you like these education boards, I can tell you they are from the workshop, and they are called Education, Aquatic and Barriers, and they are made by Siesta. They will of course also be linked below. But on this last cinematic for this video, this is where I leave you. Again, I'm not sure if the next video will be up the same day or the day after, but I really hope you enjoyed this, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell of notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye guys.